Yo, what's up guys? This is Astranox and I'm back to another Epic 7 video, and I'm gonna go ahead and summon on my daily, and I will just do a review for whichever hero I get. And if I don't get a hero, I'm just gonna do normal summons. If I get artifacts, I'm just gonna summon until I get a hero. 3-star hero Enott. Alright, I have one of him already. Attack with an axe with a 30% chance to cause bleeding for 2 turns. Bleeding is strong. It's a least effective form of poisoning, I guess. Damage dealt increased proportional to the amount of the enemy's lost health. So the lower their health, the more damage you're gonna deal. Attack with a sharp blow with a 50% chance each to decrease defense and make them unable to be buffed for 2 turns. That's actually quite strong, because when you decrease the defense of the enemy, you basically double your damage toward that enemy. And with the 4th skill up, this becomes 75% chance. It's on a 5-turn cooldown, but it can be lowered to 4. And the unable to be buffed, well, debuff is strong as well. But I mean, 4-turn cooldown for a single, well, 2 debuffs. It's better to have defense down on a skill 1 or on a AoE attack, or at least on a lower cooldown, because 4 is quite high. That's after skill up. Ultimate, correct stance, increase attack and critical hit chance for 2 turns, and combat readiness by 30%. Extend buff duration by 1 turn. Okay, so you could have this pretty much permanently when it's powered up. Increase the combat readiness 30%. That's good, but it's not like an extra turn, but that buff is quite powerful. The increased attack is like 50% attack increase, and the crit chance increase could be something around 30%. So that's good. The chance is low here, but after you skill it up 2 times, well, 3 times, you get 20% more, so 50% chance. Let's go in the journal. Stat preview. Wow, his speed is very low. Defense 571. Defense is decent. The speed's terrible. The health is decent as well. And awakening, the 3rd one. You get an increased crit chance on the buff here. And that's pretty much it. Required materials. Last one, black curse powder. 4th one, Erikian carapace. Same as says. Yeah, this hero seems to be underwhelming. But it could have its use. Able to be buffed. There's not that many heroes that can put unable to be buffed. The effect chance goes up to 75% chance. Yeah, this needs to be like 100% chance. But he's a 3-star. Crucial debuffs like decreased defense is way better on skill 1. like Tarnor Guard. A 3-star as well, ice. The bleeding, yeah. The thing is, if you want to stack bleeding with him, you're gonna need like good speed, but his speed is bad. What are people saying? 3.4. Yeah. So this can stay up on himself. You could have him as a farmer. You could carry with a group of fathers in adventures, and you put lifesteal on him. He could stay alive, but he's ice, so the stages that have too many earth monsters, he's gonna be overwhelmed, and he's just gonna end up dying on the harder stages. Yeah, I don't know. Even as a farm, nah. He just put him on a like. If you're going for debuffs for damage over time, like poison and bleed, could use him with Kyrus, but I might as well have Kyrus alone really to apply poison and have other heroes to support her. In term of artifact, he was a he's a warrior. So we'll start with the 3-star. There's so many though. Or is that thing? I've never gotten it. This, I mean, he's got a skill set to deal damage, but he's got debuff as well. It's kind of odd. He has bleeding, and like he decreases defense. It's 2 turn. It's 2 turn decrease defense, so he's gonna go after, and he can attack the monsters with skill 1. But he's like a mix of like support, and then he's self-buffing himself like he's supposed to be a big damage dealer. It's odd. These you usually put these on support characters that don't deal too much damage. So if you build him like on a speed set with let's say the hit set, so he can land his debuffs. You can turn off his ultimate really and just use him as a bleeder and defense for the defense down, and cannot be buffed for 2 turns. And you could put Daydream Joker on him. You could also put this to reduce the combat readiness every time he goes. So yeah, you could do speed hit. You could do. I mean, you could put leftover sets on him. You could put double, triple hit sets. You could counter. No, not counter. Like I said, if you want to have him as a farmer, you could have him on lifesteal. There's a set in the Abyss, but I mean, there's better characters for that, really. I'm not sure if I should go into the 4-star and 5-star artifacts, really. He's already buffing himself. We get the crit buff. And attack and speed. Yeah, you could use this. Increase attack and speed as your health decreases. You use that thing with lifesteal So when the more health he loses, the more often he's gonna go to keep himself alive. That's if you use him as a farmer. But like I said, there's better options. But maybe you're not lucky. Just build Lorena, really. Build Lorena instead of him. But you need defense down. So if you cannot pull someone like Tarnor Guard for defense down on skill 1, I mean, there's Tierra you can use for defense down on her 3rd skill. But if you can't get a defense down, you could use him temporarily. But I wouldn't 6-star him. 5-star is not too big of an investment. So it's all about your luck, really. And he could be used for Wyvern. He could be used for Wyvern. You could use support characters that don't have an attack buff in the group, and you could use him as your damage dealer, and have like a hero that has defense increase for the group, and could have your healer and your tank, and then he would be the damage dealer with the self buffing. Some bleeding going off on the enemy, defense down, and cannot be buffed. It could work out. That could be a way to do it. If you don't have defense down coming from your group, he could fill that role, and the bleeding is gonna take away at the boss, so that's gonna help there. If I mean, it's gonna help with his damage. So you could build him attack, really. Like, let's go back on his stats real quick. I'm like, I was talking about gearing him for like a farmer, but let's check his attack. Okay, his attack is good. 1,000 attack. Yeah, his attack is good. He's got decent health as well. It's just the speed is low. You could... He could almost be a frontliner too, but he's gonna need defense buff. Yeah, well, Elson is free. Just have Elson in the group. He's gonna have attack and defense buff. Could even have this, like I said, the ultimate. You just turn it off when you auto in the battle. Just bring the thing to off and just have him use skill 1 and 2, because this will not attack. It will just buff himself and increase his combat readiness. And then you have to consume soul to have it up the whole time, and then you have to do the whole skill enhance investment. Turn off the ultimate, just use him for defense down and able to be buffed and bleeding. You can put him on attack, blade. You can put him on blade hit. You want his debuff to land. The thing is, when he goes with this, he attack with us. The thing is, maybe I don't think is there heroes that apply defense down and then do the damage, or is it like they do the damage and then apply the defense down? Because I think it's that's the way it works. So he's gonna lose 1 turn of the defense down unless he is faster than the enemy. Like, he applies it, he has to go twice before the enemy moves. So if you in your team you can control the enemy's combat readiness, he could go twice after, or if you have plenty of speed, you could even go 3 times. So it depends. If you want him as an attacker, well, have some combat readiness control, decrease the enemy's combat readiness, increase yours, so he can go more often to really take advantage of this defense down. Because that when defense is down, it's you do double damage. and it's huge. Because yeah, I mean, solo he could, like with a lifesteal set, since he increases his own attack and crit, and like he increases combat readiness a bit as well here, but yeah, you could put him on counter if he can survive the whole way through. He will. I mean, he's got the whole kit to deal crazy damage. Because decrease defense, you're already doing double damage, and then increase your attack, you're doubling your damage again. Wait. Yeah, you're like doing triple damage if all that stuff's going up at the same time. So you can have one hit up to 2 hit after having everything up and the monster defense down. But I mean, it's a lot of ifs, and you have to survive because you're not gonna have lifesteal. It depends. You build him lifesteal, you build him counter. Yeah. There's different ways to build him. I mean, I could talk for a while about this. Let's go in journal and check the artifact for 4-star. So saw that was pretty good, like I said, on like lifesteal if you want him as a farmer. Okay, so this, every time your ally move, it says somebody, so it could be your allies, it could be the enemy, and then when you go, you benefit from the attack and the crit chance increase, so it could go up by quite a bit, especially if you're a slow attacker. But he already has a crit chance buff, so not really the best here. This is for like survival effect, resist debuffs. 5-star. This is actually, you, without having a lifesteal set, you could have this thing on him, right? When he is lower than 50% health, he's gonna have 25% more attack and absorb between 25 and 50% of the damage dealt. So yeah, Sigurd's Sight, you could have him on that, and you could have him on a counter set. Yeah, that could be really good for farming actually. And then with all his like own buffing and defense down, he could actually be a beast, but that requires a 5-star artifact and of course some nice gear. He's not terrible, it's just it's very like kind of specific what he can be good at in arena for his whole setup to go off. Like nah, it's bleeding. He's got bleeding, defense down, not 100% chance, but he's got the kit to solo with this and lifesteal. He can be a beast. Yeah, this is more for front line really. You have to take hits to increase your combat readiness, and this yeah, you could have this for more damage, additional damage. So it's like doing 2 attacks. 100% chance to inflict additional damage if a critical hit is made upon a single attack. Additional damage is proportional. So no, you're gonna do your crit, and then it's gonna do like a normal attack that doesn't crit based on your attack. So it's not gonna be so great, but it's extra damage. But I feel like this could be deadly. I mean, it could be deadly on a lot of heroes though. But yeah, I wouldn't invest too much into him, seriously. He's ice element, and his kit, there's better heroes. But if you really want a farmer that has the potential to really deal some crazy damage, if if everything happens, like he puts the defense down, he has his attack and crit buff up, then he has that what was it, Sigurd sight artifact, so he doesn't like die, he can keep himself alive. I mean, with one hit with that thing up, like he's below 50%, one hit would like bring him to 75%, maybe top him off if he deals a crazy hit. Like I said, he's gonna do like triple damage if all the conditions are there. So yeah, I guess that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Yeah, I talked up enough about this hero, but yeah, there is better options. There is better options, but because here. Can just do the connection for Lorena. It's just that she does not have defense down. So like I said, if in your team you cannot get a defense down, he can attack and defense buff for your team. She deals crazy damage, but needs that defense down. So yeah, I should probably go through the list of all these heroes to really know each one of them correctly in depth. But yeah, that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm Astranox. Like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out for now.